Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robyn, or How It's Reading List, and this week we have so much going on. I still don't know how much I'll be able to read. Audiobooks are a different story. Let me just explain everything real quick. Okay, one, my hair is absolutely crazy. I took a shower last night, which I don't typically do. My hair was not fully dry when I got into bed, and now I look like an anime character. Which is not a bad thing. I think, honestly, I'm kind of pulling it off. It just looks very different from what I typically do. That's fine. Yesterday, I went to a friend's house for a while. They live about 2 hours away from me, so I made it like a very good chunk out of Confounding Oaths. Confounding Oaths is about this guy, John Cesar, I think. Hello. And it's Regency, it's fantasy, and it's queer, so, woo, it's a lot. And he, has some interest in this captain in the army, Captain Arrestor James, I believe. We're just gonna call him Captain James. And they sleep together, and it's just a very casual thing. However, around the same time, John's younger sister Mary makes a deal with a fairy. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But essentially, John and his sisters are the children of a lady in the town and a freed black man. And so, because they are a half or a quarter black, they are looked down on in society. Mary has a darker complexion, and so she gets way less attention than her younger sister Anne. And so she makes a wish to be beautiful. Well, deals with fairies don't typically actually benefit the human. And so now John and James are working together and sleeping together to try to find a way to get Mary back to how she was before. So I listened to about a third of it yesterday. I'm at 56% or something. I'm really enjoying it. I had some qualms in the beginning, in the first chapter. I've adjusted. I am enjoying it. I would say it's not one of my favorite Alexis Hall books. But I think it is a good time. I will finish it this week because... Okay, so that was yesterday, where I drove to my friend's house and back. And took a shower at night, which I'm never doing it again, because I'm so distracted by my hair and its height. And then today, I'm doing Lord of the Rings marathon with Miss Stephanie, so I probably won't be reading much, because that's a solid 12 hours, and I have food that I have to cook, so we're just not going to read today. And tomorrow's a free day. I can do whatever I want, but most of it will be cleaning. So maybe I will listen to an audiobook while I'm doing that. Because Thursday, I am driving up to Michigan I'm having a little writing retreat with my friend Alice. And we have Airbnb, it's just two of us. But that's about a 3.5 hour drive. So good audiobook time. I will be bringing a book to read, maybe two, just because the physical book I'm currently reading is The Body, so short. So I will be there until Sunday morning, and then I will drive back here, and then it sounds so ridiculous. I also have to write an essay in this time. I just want to highlight that. Okay, and then Sunday when I get back, I'm almost immediately hosting a game night for my friends. So again, more time for audiobook. Why do I do this to myself? This is all good things, right? It's all fun. But it's too much fun. It's so much fun, I'm stressed. It's fun in the moment, but when I start thinking about it, I'm like, why did I do this? Okay, and then Monday I go back to school. And that's also when my essays due. So this is going to be a super fun time. I love this for me. Anyway, that's the plan for the week. So I really don't know what I'm going to read, like physically read. But I made a decent chunk in Confounding Oaths. And I think I will try to listen while I clean tomorrow. I think that sounds like a really good idea, actually. And maybe tomorrow I will just alternate between cleaning and listening to the audiobook and writing my essay. And I'll just do that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because otherwise I don't know when I'm going to write my essay. Yeah. Yay! So much fun, it's stressful. Okay. So that's what I read. And now I'm going to go and finish picking up the living room before Stephanie gets here. And I have to start cooking. Let's watch Lord of the Rings. Yay!
Gandalf, my old friend. This will be a night to remember.
Hi everyone. Wow, my hair looks awesome with this shirt. And that awesome is sarcastic. I feel like it's clashing a lot. That's fine. I am going to be leaving in about 2 hours to drive to Michigan for my writing retreat. I will have to work on my essay while I'm there, which sucks because I wanted to be able to devote it all to just fiction. But I cleaned the entire house yesterday. Well, I cleaned the bottom floor of our house yesterday, which took about 8 hours. And I also took down all the holiday decorations. I don't know if you spotted that I had them still up over the past couple months. But yeah, my mind was not able to make that shift from cleaning and like moving around a lot to then sitting and writing. So that's fine. That's fine. But the reason I mentioned cleaning is because yesterday while I was cleaning, I did finish listening to Confounding Oaths. So I enjoyed it. There were parts of it that I found a little annoying. That's the word that I keep coming back to with this. So I like the relationship a lot. I really did enjoy that. And I think honestly that was its saving grace. Because the narrator is a fairy. It's a fairy with the observer role. They're just narrating what they see. Okay. And so like that was a little annoying. And then there's one of John's like very close friends. Lizzie is a lot. So like that was a lot of my main issue. I just really didn't like the narrator. I don't like the narrator being someone who isn't involved in the story. And the narrator says several times that they're just an observer. They don't change events. But I'm like, but if you're only an observer, then you don't actually know how they're feeling. And like, obviously I know that's not how the book works. But like, my mind kept getting caught on that. Or I'm like, why don't you just have the narrator be one of the main characters and still have it in third person? That works great. That's how I prefer books to be written. And so that bothered me a lot. So I gave it 3.5 stars because I did enjoy the story. There were just several things that really impacted my enjoyment. So there's that. I also read about 30-ish pages, give or take a few, of The Body, which I really need to start the video for that. So what I enjoy is like The Body is a novella by Stephen King that was turned into a movie, Stand By Me, in I think like 1986. Stand By Me is my ultimate comfort movie, which is kind of funny if you know what it's about. So essentially this group of friends, there's 4 boys, they're all around 12, 13. I believe they're getting ready to go into middle school. And so it's a coming of age story as well as like a road trip story. But they go together to find the missing body of a boy their age that has been missing for like 3 or 4 days or maybe a week. They know that the boy is dead, but they're going to go find the body and then, you know, call it in. And the plan is to get like all this like positive attention. But it's such a, one, it's such a good movie. But two, the movie follows the novella very closely, which I appreciate. So like while I was reading the first couple pages, I'm like, I'm picturing the movie so much because like lines of dialogue are lifted. So I'm enjoying it. I've also read The Body before. However, I shouldn't be talking this much about it. I'm enjoying it. I'm predicting it to be a 5-star. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be, especially because, yeah. But I read about 30-ish pages yesterday, and I'm hoping I will be able to finish it this weekend because it's only like 108 pages. It shouldn't take me that long. But I have stuff I have to do, so. But yeah, I'm gonna finish packing. I'm gonna eat because I'm starving. And then we're gonna go to Michigan. Yay. Hi everyone. So I am in Michigan. It's obviously Friday night. Well, I mean, maybe not. It's obviously Friday. Maybe it's not obvious that it's night. But I have done like some reading, not a ton. That's obviously not what I'm here for. I'm working on the beginning of a novel. So I finished the first chapter today, obviously the first draft. So that's very exciting. That's, you know, I've had this idea since like middle of January. And so it's nice that I'm like finally able to actually get it down on paper. Last night, I worked on an essay that is due Monday. And I think I'm now like 85% done. I pretty much have like editing to do and then I can submit it. So yay me, I'm getting a lot done here. I'm very productive. On the way here, I listened to about 2 chapters of Giovanni's Room, which is following this guy named David. I believe it's like late 1950s. He's an expatriate in Paris, and he is queer, but he's like closeted, and he, you know, has some internalized homophobia. But he meets this bartender named Giovanni, and, you know, they end up having an affair. And none of this is really a surprise. It's all in the blurb. And then in the very beginning, we find out that Giovanni is going to be executed. Don't know why, but so that's what I'm listening to. I had a little bit of trouble focusing, and I don't know if that's just because like if I was like tired of driving, or I don't know, I was just having some trouble focusing. But I have 4 hours left at regular speed, and I'm listening to on Spotify, so I'm listening at 1.35 speed, 1.35 maybe. So I should finish it on Sunday going back home. So yeah, like right now it's fine, but I still feel like I'm in the beginning, even though I'm like 30% through. I also did bring, so let me go chronologically. So I listened to Giovanni's Room. I got here, my friend Ellis, who I'm doing the writing retreat with, got here like maybe 15 minutes after me. I wasn't waiting long. The place is very nice, very well suited for writing. And then we went and got some groceries, and then we, you know, just chatted for a bit. I made dinner, we ate, and then last night we probably wrote for close to 3 hours. And I did my essay, and then went to bed. And then today Alice made breakfast, and then we started writing again, this time working on our like original works. Probably like 9:15ish, and we wrote until like 12:30, and then we went for a walk and we stopped by the grocery store to get more drinks. And then we came back, we had lunch, and then we wrote again for another like probably like 2.5 hours. And in that time I finished the first chapter, and then I made dinner, and then I resumed working on my essay for like maybe an hour. But I was just getting like, I was getting frustrated. So I decided to stop doing stuff for the night, and I grabbed my copy of The Body, and I read that for about 50 minutes. And I want to say I read like 45 pages or so. I'm still really enjoying it. So, yep, that's it. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about The Body much, and hopefully I will get the video for it out soon. But that's what I've been doing so far, and that's probably how tomorrow will go too. But I will let you know and confirm that if I'm right. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm wrapping up the vlog because it's now Monday. Since I last spoke to you on, I believe, Friday night, I haven't read much. So Saturday, I spent all day writing and, you know, hanging out with my friend and cooking and you know, just generally relaxing. And then it was also the SEC championships for gymnastics, so we were watching that in the evening, so I didn't read. And then yesterday, I did drive home, but I made the choice to not listen to Giovanni's Room, just because like I don't sleep well when I'm traveling, and I knew it was a 3.5 hour drive. It was fairly early. I mean, it was like 9 in the morning. I just felt like Giovanni's Room was just gonna make me tired, and so I didn't listen to it. And then I got home, I went grocery shopping, and then I set up for game night, and I hosted a game night. It was a lot of fun. And then very shortly after everyone left, Chris got home. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll read till Chris gets home. And then it was like 20 minutes later, and he's home. So I didn't read last night either. I did try to start reading The Monk. While I was waiting for people, I read about half a page. I'm like, you know what? I feel like this is not conducive to like a game night mood. So I decided to not. So this morning on my way to class, I listened to Giovanni's Room. I listened to another 2 chapters, which was like 22%. So now the affair between David and Giovanni has started. David has essentially moved in with Giovanni, and there's hints about Giovanni's execution. It's in the book, it's not mentioned why. I know why. I did look it up. Just because, like, I like James Baldwin's writing. And I think this book is very interesting considering when it was written. You know, it was written and published in the 1950s. And so for it to be this, like, in your face about homosexuality is really interesting to me. The book itself is not. You know, I read a lot of queer lit, especially queer romances, but I read contemporary queer romances because I want them to be actual romances. I want them to have a happy ending. And so reading a book I know is going to be very, very, very sad, not really appealing to me. I think that's also part of the reason I didn't want to listen to it on my drive yesterday, because like I would have finished it, but so I will finish it in the next vlog, essentially between my drive to class tomorrow and back, and then my drive to class and work on Wednesday. I'll have it done. But yeah, that's all I've read since the last time I've spoken to you. So It's getting to be the end of the semester, so I have a prediction my reading is going to slow down outside of audiobooks. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm just holding on to the fact that once the semester ends, I will have the whole summer to read. And that will be my primary focus. So, it'll be okay. But that's the vlog. Thank you for coming along with me on a Lord of the Rings marathon and driving to my friend's house and then driving to Michigan and writing. It was a really eventful spring break. I wouldn't say it was necessarily relaxing, but it was a lot of fun. And I think I enjoyed having a week where I could just do whatever I wanted, because these are all things that I wanted to do. So that was very nice. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much again. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you did for your spring break, or if you haven't had yours yet, what you're going to do for your spring break. Or if you don't have one, tell me about your next vacation. You know, let's start focusing on like good break time away from work or other responsibilities. Like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.